welcome back to episode 26 of the Curio Yarns podcast. My name's Ellie and I'm coming to you from Exeter in England, and today is Friday the 15th of November. I am swivelling in my chair because that's what I do. On my chair I have my Find Your Fade shawl by Adriafil, which is purples and greys. Okay, so in today's show I have some knitting and crochet. I haven't done any sewing, but I do have some sewing talk. And then I have personal and shop stash stuff, I guess you could say. And then I have test knit things and what's going to be in the shop update this evening. So let's get on with the show. I hope you're all well. I promised I'd be here this week, and I am. My new routine and schedule is working really well for me, and I actually get some me time with, you know, the ladies in my life, i.e. my partner and my daughter. So where you can find me online, you can find me on Etsy. I have a Curio Yarns shop over on Etsy. On Instagram, Ravelry and Facebook I am Curio Yarns. So hop over and join the groups if you feel so inclined. Right, so first thing I want to talk to you guys about today is my patterns. Now I'm fiddling with a 10mm needle because I've just been using it. I am, in case you missed it last week, I am designing knitwear and lots of different things really, but at the moment primarily I'm designing sweaters, or those are the ones that I need testing at the moment. So the first one is using Monetta and it's by Adriafil, but I did my gauge swatch and it also works with the Debbie Bliss Reaver. You get the same gauge, thankfully. So it is for a loose fitting off the neck sort of jumper, semi fitted sleeves, I want to say. Well, that's how I've knit them for me anyway. And I've got one test knitter, but I need one more please, because this jumper has got 3 sizes that are being released together. The first one is the smallest size, which is the one that I'm doing, and then I have a test knitter for the medium and I need a test knitter for the large. Now because they are not fitted jumpers, they are meant to be oversized, they're meant to be slouchy, they'll be very accommodating because there's so much ease. So if you're sort of, anywhere within an 8-inch bust measurement, you go for the small and then the medium and then the large sort of thing. So I think that's actually quite good because it means that, there's less faffing around and it'll enable me to get this pattern to you quicker, but still, have it fit most sizes, I guess. If you feel that the size range isn't, in your scope when the pattern's released, let me know and I will try and do a bit of tech editing and, increase the pattern grading. Okay, so I need someone to please test knit the large size for me, which is I think it's the 44 to 54 inch bust. That's the size range that it would look as it's intended on. So even if you'll say a 60-inch bust, you'll still have 2 inches of negative ease, but we'll see. There may yet be a larger size, so, or I might just label it size 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, because I don't like this phrase small, medium and large. I think that's labelling, but you know. Okay, the other one is the purple one, which if you remember last week I showed you, and that is using some purple silk yarn, and it's yarn that I over dyed because it's discontinued, and it's from Araucania or Araucania, you know, whichever side of the pond you're on, and it's in a sport weight. Now I also have a test knitter for that one, but that one has 6 sizes. Now I don't mind missing 1 or 2 sizes, but I really need another 3 or 4 test knitters, please. If you could send me a DM, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, on with my knitting. So I'm not going to show you the test knit pieces because from what I showed you last week, that's enough that I'm comfortable showing you for now. When they're finished, I will model them and show you and hope that you fall in love with them as much as I have. But purse knitting. So I have been continuing on with Abby socks, and these are living in my I Love a Good Fingering bag, which I got from the Knitting Goddess. It's a linen bag and it's lovely. So last week I was still on sock 1. Well, sock 1 is finished. It didn't need that much doing to it, to be honest. I haven't woven in the end because I like to do that at the end. But Abby has tried it on and they fit her fantastic. So these are a vanilla toe-up sock, and I do a short row heel. So like that and like that. So this is my Nonatus house colourway, which I used to dye and I'm bringing back, and I'll talk about that in a second. And I use 2.5mm carbon needles, if you want to see. Ta-da. I used to highly recommend them, I now don't. If you've been here a while, you will know why. If not, a brief rundown. They lose the zinc tips, the coating, which catches on the yarn because it breaks off like nail varnish chips, and then around where the join is here, this bit here, I have found that has a tendency to wear. This one's actually a really good example. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. No, it's too small. They wear out between where the metal tip and the carbon rod itself is. And then also on the shafts themselves, all the numbers wear off really quickly. And on the circular needles, they keep breaking. Like the cables come out, or they don't screw on properly and things like that. So I won't buy any more. Never mind. Just my honest review, because I used to absolutely bleat about them. I loved them, and don't get me wrong, the ones I've got that are okay and haven't got any faults, fantastic. But that's becoming less and less. They're all wearing out, which shouldn't happen with an expensive knitting needle. But anyway, so this sari is the second sock. So I've put my stitch, my progress keeper, where the toe finishes. So I'm on the foot. Now, these don't need to be matchy-matchy. You know, Abby's not that obsessed about that. These are her Christmas present. But the colour sequence is correct. Now, I don't know how I managed to wangle that, but it is correct. The only thing is that the blue stripe, the dark blue stripe, is slightly thinner, and the lighter blue stripe is a couple of rounds thicker. But that's because of where it joins here. So I have got, what, let's see, 6 weeks before Christmas to get these finished. I can easily do that. So, yes. Now, the Nonatus house yarn was inspired by Call the Midwives TV series, and I said last week that if it was coming back for this Christmas, for a Christmas special, I would do a pre-order. Well, it is. It's coming back. It's on Christmas Day and I can't wait. And then there'll be the new series next year at some point. It's either going to be in the spring or the autumn. I can't remember what I read. But yes, so there will be a limited amount of pre-orders going up. They will go up in tonight's shop update, but they will only stay up until the last day of November. So that'll be the 30th of November, because then I'll have a week to dye it and get it all out. So there. Pop that down there. Now my other knitting is for the Cal that we've got going on in the group, and also with the Yarn and Yarns podcast, Angela. Hi Angela! So we are knitting the Mount Pleasant tee together. Now if you watched Angela's episode 2 or 3 ago, we were at the same point. Now she's well ahead. And I'm not. But anyway. So we were knitting the Mount Pleasant tee by Pip and Pin. Now you can knit any tee, or very short sleeve top or crop top, in fingering weight, you know, or even crochet one if you like. But this is mine now. Now this is using my dark adrenaline colour. If you can see, the light's actually blowing it out. I can't believe I've got too much light these days. There we go. That's better. So this is dark adrenaline, and this is on my merino nylon base. And this is the lace at the bottom, which is absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to block that out. It'll really blossom. And I have wavered slightly from the pattern because I'm doing the back first, not the front first. Don't ask me why. I started it. So I have, because I'm one of these people, I keep, when it says separate front and back and work this bit and then work that bit, and it always says in patterns, doesn't it, put X stitches on needle and just work on the front or just work on the back. No, I like to keep all mine on the same needle, purely because I have found that otherwise the gap that you get stretches and it pulls, and it doesn't always look as pretty when you reassemble, sort of thing. So I'm working on the back. I'm not far. I'm maybe 4 rows up the back. So here is my gap. Ta-da. And I want to try and get the back of this finished this weekend, because then next week I can finish the rest and zoom through and get the sleeves done. Now I've maybe got 5 inches left of knitting and the arms. Now mine is currently, or before, or up to that pumpkin, that is just shy of 14 inches. Now I was going to do it 15 inches, but then I measured myself again and I realised actually from the arm side to my waist is only actually 12 inches. So that gives me 3 inches, almost 3 inches more than I need. It doesn't need to be that long. And it's really pretty and really, really nice. And I can't wait to wear this. As soon as this is finished, I'm going to put it on and just try it. And then I'll block it. So I'm knitting this with the needles it says in the pattern, because I got gauge. Because I'm lucky. So the pattern, like I said, is the Mount Pleasant by Pip and Pin. And there the yarn looks like this in the cake. It's absolutely scrumptious. My cake's got a bit messy because it's in my bag. Yeah. So I'm using 2 cakes and I'm alternating. So here is the other one. So that is my knitting that I'm going to show you this week. I haven't really had time to do any other knitting that isn't test knitting. I decided that these two, this because it's for the cow, and Abby's socks were the primary knitting that I was, personal knitting for me this week. And then the you know, my own sample knits, obviously. So now last week I teased you with a product or a project that my friend Chantal had tested it for me. Now I haven't taken this out of the bag, not since last week. It's stayed in here because I'm really tempted to wear it and I can't. It's a sample. I can wear it occasionally. Maybe. I'm good. I'll be good. So this is being photographed this week coming. And this is the Blossom Texture Shawl, and it is using my Lithium and In This Moment colourways. And the pattern I will link, I will link the pattern in the description down below, and also in the thread on Ravelry, because I can't remember the author of the pattern, or the designer. So this is, I've got to get it the right way up. It's absolutely beautiful. So there we go. That's, oh gosh, it's quite a beast, but it's a beautiful beast. Da, da, da. Isn't that stunning? See, now if I bring this closer, so it's got all these beautiful textured shawls on it, textured shawls, textured layers. So it's got eyelets and ribbing and, you know, garter stitch, some stocking stitch. Oh, it's just so beautiful. So the purple, this one is In This Moment, and this grey is Lithium. So this is a sample. So when I start doing shows, which hopefully won't be long, this is going to be a booth sample, and also it'll be a sample for the website. Oh, I really want to put it on. I'm not going to put it on because I'm wearing perfume and I don't want it to miss, you know, to get my scent, so to speak. So thank you, Chantal, for knitting this. Let me just put this away nicely because she spent ever so long blocking it perfectly, so I don't want to ruin it. Here we go. So there we go. Wasn't that beautiful? It's a lovely shawl. So I'm going to pop that right there. Sorry, it's on knitting. It's fine. Okay, so crochet. I have been crocheting a storm since I last saw you guys. Now, if you remember, I told you that I was doing Niamhs blanket and I'd drawn it out. So I had a colour chart. Well, I said I need to do 5 a day. Well, in my head, I needed to do 6 a day. So that's what I decided to start doing. However, that didn't go to plan. I am now, yesterday and today, behind. Oops. But there is a reason. I have completely run out of the grey, which is the piece, the yarn that I need to join them all together. So, I am using Caron Simply Soft. There we go. Now this is a medium weight, worsted, Aran maybe. I think it's an Aran weight. It doesn't actually say, it just says 4 million. So I am also using these 4 colours. So we've got the light blue, the sort of turquoisey aqua colour, medium blue, and a rich cobalty sort of blue. And I ran out 2 squares away from attaching on the 4th row. So I'll put those back in there and then I will show you, guys. It's a beast already. So I've made this so that it is slightly wider than the width of her bed. And can you see what I mean now by it was diagonal? See, denied. And I have to be really careful with this as well because I lost yarn chicken. If you see here, it's not quite attached. Oh, I ran out. I was 3 stitches short. 3. Yeah. Oh, 3 trebles, but that's still a bit of yarn, you know. So this is her present, and it's so pretty. Now I'm deliberately using acrylic. It, you know, for some reason it's about the same price as wool, but it means that I can machine wash it. Because her cat likes to sleep on her bed, and also she's a kid, there's germs, she's at school, you know, I want to be able to keep it nice and clean for her. So this is her Christmas present from me, or her handmade Christmas present. But yeah, what do you think? It's lovely, isn't it? Now I know that Denise will be going, oh, what do you think, Denise? Are you going to make one as well? I know you love blue. Denise has a podcast as well, which if I remember, I will link down there. Okay, so I will pop this away. Now, Kira has just come home, but she's okay. She's talking to Neve at the moment, so you still have my full attention. Onwards. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be longer than I'd figured. Sewing I'm going to talk about next because I haven't done any personal sewing, but I would like to do some personal sewing. Now I'm going to stand up so you can see this top that I'm wearing. And this is a top that I actually bought, but I absolutely love the fit of it on me. I love the shape, I love the style, I love the simplicity, I love the drape. You know, there's only a simple dart in it. Now, I want to make a gazillion of these. It feels like, I don't want to use the words uniform, but it feels like so my taste and very much my style, my personal aesthetic, and I want to make lots of them. If you know of a pattern that is this, like a shell top, please leave a comment and let me know, or even send me a DM on Instagram, and I will be forever grateful, because I have one that, if you're a long time viewer, you'll remember I made one very similar, but it's a round neck using some dandelion print viscose. I don't really wear it very much. It's got a button bit at the back here, and that keeps catching in my hair, and now I've had it cut off, it's fine, but it's, I don't know why I don't wear it, but it's, I think it's more, okay, it's exactly the same style, but to me it's more summery, and it's, well, it snowed here yesterday. You know, it's November and it snowed. Only for like 5 minutes, but it actually snowed. It was bitter. Properly sub-zero. And in England, in November, that's rare. Or at least it is in Devon anyway. So, I have bought some fabrics. Now, 2 of them are for me and 2 of them are for the shop. So, I buy most of my fabric for personal use from Frumble Fabrics. And they are very cute. I mean, look, this is in every single parcel that you get. A little thank you card. And you get a mawam, or at least I get mawams. I don't know if anyone else does. Maybe I'm just special. I like that. But I bought myself a couple of remnants. One was this lovely viscose print. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to look on me. I've never worn multicolour polka dots. I've never worn mint. I have never worn raspberry. And, you know, a lot of the colours in here, I have never worn. They're not in my wardrobe, but it's black. And I thought, oh, I don't know, why not? What do you think? Yes? No? But this is destined to be another top like this. And if, for some reason, I don't get on with these colours, with my complexion and whatnot, or, you know, it feels wrong, I can over dye it because it's viscose. So that was my treat to myself, because it wasn't very expensive at all. Because Frumble Fabrics are very good. They have a remnant sale every month. and it's like between 10 and 40% off. Fab. And then the other thing that I bought for myself, because I've wanted to try for ages, and that's this piece of linen. That's got a lovely sheen on it. So it's a heavier weight linen, and I'm either going to make myself a skirt because there's enough, or I'm going to make myself some sort of jacket or shirt. So yeah, there we go. It may end up being 2 different tops with different embellishments. Wait and see. So when I get some personal sewing time, those are my projects. So you guys saw the project bags that went up last week. Well, I've got some more bags for you. They are not going to the shop this week. They will be going into the update next week. But for future bags, I have got some more fabric. I couldn't resist this. Isn't this cute? So it's ghosts and bats and pumpkins and filigree, and oh my goodness, I melt with fabrics like this. It's sort of what I call sort of cartoon goth. You know, it's the sort of thing that you'd love to wear, but I feel about 20 years too old to be wearing it. You know, if I was like 16, 17, 18, yeah, I'd have worn this. But no, I'm nearly 40. I feel too old. Don't shoot me. So that is some project bags coming. And then I have got some grey canvas for the project bags as well, because I know that not everyone loves black. Shock horror. What is wrong with you? But I love this colour grey. And this is a really beautiful sort of charcoal colour. It's very similar actually to my, nearly identical to my blouse, my shell top. So there will be a few bags with this one as well. I think I've got enough for 4, maybe I've got enough for 8. I think I've got enough for 8 project bags of different sizes. So that's fabric stash this week for you, folks. I'm going to put my fabric back down on my basket. There we go. Because otherwise I'll be having everything piling up in front of me. Okay, so that is the fabric talk. The last thing I have to talk to you about today is what will be going up in the shop update tonight. Now, it's not going to be at 6 o'clock. It's going to be at 8 o'clock this evening. Now, I did a poll on Instagram today because I wanted to change the shop update time from 6 o'clock on a Friday because it felt like a rush. So the choices were either Friday at 8 or Saturday at 8. Now, 75% of the votes went for the Friday evening and 25% went for the Saturday evening. So what I figured I'd do is do them, the majority will be Fridays at 8, but then once a month, the last shop update of the month will be on a Saturday at 8. Is that okay? Because I figured people were voting for the 8 o'clock because they work on Friday night. On a Saturday sort of thing. So it means that everyone gets a chance and no one gets to miss out, or has to miss out. So I will show you the fibres first because they're really exciting, and then I will come to the yarns. So the first one, now the fibres, the only one that's got a name is the one that's been on Instagram this week. The rest of them don't have names yet. Just my mind has too many names and I can't choose. So the first one is this, and I have 2 of these going up. Now this is a mixture of, where did I write it down? Merino, tussar silk, flax and linen. So this is very similar to the pink yarn that I spun from the fibre, but this is heavier on the flax, it feels like. It's absolutely beautiful. Yes, that is that bright. It's actually blowing up the camera. It's a rich sort of neon chartreuse, but then in other places it's very dilute and stunning. So there are a couple of these going up. They're all 100 grams. And then I have 2 of this one going up. Now this is the other one of my trilogy set, and I've got 2 of these ones. So here's another trilogy one. So you've got this bright chartreuse that's sort of watercolory, and then you've got this joins here, you've got this piece, and then you've got this piece. So they're all 50-gram pieces, so you can either spin them individually and have like 50-gram skeins, which would be perfect for colour work, or you can spin them together as a 3-ply and have an amazing barber pole. Isn't that stunning? On the other side. So there's 2 of those. So these ones are Blueface Leicester. So there's 150 grams of these. My trilogies are all 150 grams. And then the other trilogy that's being released this week is actually Jacob. Now this is, I think, Frosted Cauldron or Iced Cauldron. I can't remember what I called it. Oh, I'm losing it. Let me just roll it back up. Now this is stunning. I absolutely love this, and I'm really jealous that I'm not getting to do this. Like, get it to spin myself. I mean, just wow. Isn't that beautiful? So this is my Jacob trilogy. So again, it's all 50-gram pieces. So it's all sort of a tealy turquoise colour, but the middle is the brightest, and then this one is darker, and then you've got it on the darkest. So it looks brown, but when you see it in the light, it does actually have that turquoise sheen to it. Like, can you see that in the light? Oh, it's so beautiful. So these, there are 2 of as well. So, yes. Now I have 6 other braids of fibre going into tonight's update. I have 2 on grey merino. Now these 2, one of them is a regular, or going to be regular. The other one I'm not sure, it depends how popular it is. So, now I've also not braided these, I've just folded them in half. I've braided them, but I've folded them in half, not 12 them up. So this is one. Ta-da. And that's absolutely stunning. Now this to me says something like Smoke and Mirrors. That's what it's going to be called. This is Smoke and Mirrors. Which now means that because I've named it, I have to repeat it. Oh, problem. So this is Smoke and Mirrors. And I've just talked myself into dyeing this on a more regular basis. And we have this one. Now this is so beautiful that it's going to melt me to actually have to sell it or to put it up in the shop. Oh, I love it so much. And I can't wait to see this spun up. I'm really jealous whoever gets this. But this one is going to be in, this is, you know, part of my catalogue of repeatable colourways. I'm not sure what this one's going to be called yet. Something like Be Still My Heart, because it's beautiful. But no, that's not what it's going to be called. We'll find out later. Okay, so those are merino. And then, put that back on the packet. I have tried some Perendale. Now, I have neither dyed Perendale or bought dyed Perendale before. I've only ever spun a sample of undyed Perendale, and I loved it. It's got a bite to it that makes spinning it a dream. And for most people, this is next to skin. Yes, it's not got a very low micron count. It's quite coarse. But at the same time, as an accessory, or even as a jumper, this would be amazing. So this, oh, absolutely stunning. I'm so excited for this one. Isn't it beautiful? So that is one. So that's number 1 Perendale. And the second one is, well, it's basically Broken Christmas, which I love. Ta-da! Isn't that fantastic? So in my head, it's all the Christmas stuff completely destroyed in the snow. You've all seen the movies at Christmas time where there's always one where Christmas goes wrong. Well, this is Christmas gone wrong. But isn't it amazing? I have so much fun with this one. Oh, I love it. So those are the Perendale colours. And then finally, I got some Gotland to dye. Now, Gotland again, it's quite toothy, but at the same time, it's really nice to spin. So I spun a sample of this, and I got a nice worsted 2-ply because I was just gently doing it, and it's quite a thick fibre. It's not very fine. It's got a nice staple. Oh, so this is Merry Gothmas. Or Happy Gothmas. I think I called it Merry Gothmas. Isn't it stunning? So it's got a little bit of snow, but the rest of it is really, oh, it's stunning. This is that one. And this one, again, has no name yet. So, this is very similar to Smoke and Mirrors, but it is different. Oh, I love it so much. Can I stop getting away with wearing violet? Do you think? Maybe. We'll see. So those are the fibres going up today in the shop at 8 o'clock. I hope you like them as much as I do. I really enjoyed getting back into dyeing fibre again. It's been quite a few years, and I had to look back in my notebooks and go, what did I used to do? How did I used to do this? Oh yes. But I've loved it so much. I'm so happy doing all this again. So I had a play in the dye pots with some yarn this week, and I have got 2 new colourways coming that are going to be permanent featured in the shop. This one, as yet, has no name. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? Now, I don't know if it's true on camera. It looks like it. So, this was a lot of fun to do, and very much me. It's almost a signature colour for me. And then this second one does have a name, and I'm absolutely in love with this. So this one's called Immortal. And it's sort of pinks and greys and peaches and beige and black. Oh God, it's so beautiful. Now, next year for my birthday, I'll be dyeing myself a sweater's quantity of this because I love it that much. Look at that beauty. So those are the 2 new regulars that are going into the shop. They will go in tonight. And then I was just having a play, really. And there are lots of one-of-a-kind and two-of-a-kinds going tonight. I say lots, a few, a good armful. So there are these 2, which are the same colourway. Now these are on MCN, so Merino Cashmere Nylon. There is one of this one. That's definitely coming up brighter than it actually is on camera. Maybe. So this one is one of the few remaining skeins. I've got 2 skeins that have stellina in. So this is a stellina one. And then my other stellina one is the one that led me on to this beauty. So this one may become a feature? We'll see. So this is going in as well. And then I have 2 lace weights. So this one is greys and reds with a hint of pink and sort of bluish bits. And this one is greens and greys and blues. Oh, it's my hair. Sorry. So those 2 are merino silk lace weight. And then I have got a couple that are superwash wool nylon. They are different, but they're very similar. So you can see that this one led on to this one, which led into this one and this one. See, this is how it works for me in dyeing. I dye something and I think, no, I need to tweak that a little bit, and I change the recipe a bit, and I end up with what I envisioned, and they're beautiful. So, finally, I have 2 more. There is this one. Again, you can see the process. Oh, my phone is vibrating. Sorry. And then finally, I have this one. Now, this one is my precious, but I couldn't resist. I had 2 skeins of this, and one I've still kept because I love how it is neutral. This is merino yak silk, and this is a really rich, deep, washed jewel green. And yes, it's as rich as it looks. Isn't that beautiful? So that is the shop talk done. All of that will be in tonight. Exciting. So that's not bad for 1 week. As I get used to my routine, I will be able to dye more and do batch loads. But then there's also the Nonatus house going in tonight, so don't forget that is available until the end of the month, until the end of November. They will be dyed and all being shipped out at the same time on the 1st of December. So whether you order it tonight or you order it on the 24th, 25th of November, none of them will be posted out until the 1st of December. Just so that we're clear. Okay. So the Nonatus house is self-striping, and that will be on merino nylon only. There will be no sparkle. Not yet. Sparkle is coming, but not until the spring. Okay, that is it from me today. Thank you very much for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure being back with you, and thank you for spending the time here. I know you're all really busy, and yeah, I feel honoured that you've let me into your lives. So I will see you all again next week, and look after yourselves. Bye everyone.